crazy card to reveal. And it goes back to the top. Maybe if he saw his hand, then that would be he would reveal it there. That because if he knows, it'd be knowledge to everybody. But the deck's going to be shuffled anyway, so no harm, no foul. The cute baby bird Ponix is coming down. That's going to let him add Fire King Sanctuary from the deck to your hand. Fire Kings was always like one of my favorite decks over the past year, and there was very few that I actually got to commentate the feature on. I just never really lined up. So I'm excited to see it here in this format and what it's going to do. But Sanctuary is going to let him place that Fire King Island onto the field. So we're doing Fire King stuff right off the bat.
That's going to be using Island's effect, destroy a copy of Kieran from the hand. And that's going to be adding, looks like that's Sacred Fire King Grunix. And now, in the new chain, Grunix is going to activate in the hand. We're not activating the Kieran, it seems. I mean, he could, I guess, you know, chain the Grunix and the Kieran if he wants to try to, like, avoid something there.
Potentially. Just summon the Grunix anyway.
Yeah. I don't think that's what happened, but...
Arvada target Kieran, especially. Yeah.
All right, so he's getting Arvada into rotation. Once Arvada in the graveyard, potentially be able to summon it back with something like Promethean Princess later on the turn. And now it looks like we're going to Link. I didn't know if it was going to be a zombie vampire or...
It could have been a number of things, but it looks like we're going to be going into a Ghost Rare Sunlight Wolf.
Cool. That is really sweet. I've always wanted a Ghost Rare one.
I appreciated that it was still very clear what it was. So not always a guarantee with Ghost Rares.
Yeah, you can see his arms there. Then he's going to link away the Link Kribo into Relinquished Anima. Then he's going to be able to add back the Kieran to the hand thanks to Sunlight Wolf, since a monster was special summoned to a zone it points to.
Pretty ideal setup here. And now we're going to be able to link those two away. This is where it's great that Link Kribo's gone, because that could have been a few cards drawn here.
Yep, Heat Soul is definitely a lot easier to make with Link Kribo around, but we're going to see Promethean Princess bring back Arvada in defense mode.
I feel like he's just going to like leave it here, right? Yeah, we're just going to leave that up because he doesn't really care about the Firelock. He would rather have the Arvada alive, and the Princess going to the grave anyway is still going to be useful. Kieran is also in hand, so he can turn off the Princess whenever he wants.
Yep, he has the Sanctuary that's going to let him have the Exceed summon for a rank 8. So as tradition is with the Fire King field, doesn't look too scary, but there are so many layers to it once things start getting in motion.
If your deck doesn't like having its card destroyed, then this could be a hard time.
On resolution, I destroy fire.
Okay, it looks like it's been enough time. Ethan's not as familiar with the Fire King cards as maybe a lot of people are from the past year. Maybe just got back.
I mean, it's their first YCS, right? So maybe they just haven't been competing while Fire King was such a prevalent strategy.
True, true.
And there is a copy of Infinite Impermanence likely on the Arvada here, which, I mean, is technically good, but I mean, the Kieran could turn it right back on.
Definitely.
But we're just going to cross it out.
Doesn't even need the Kieran, has the cross out designator. Unlike Mitchell Martin in round number 1, he does have Infinite Permanence in his deck.
You have to wonder if the card shuffled back in this hand was Ponix. Would you think things would have gone so smoothly?
Don't know. Yeah, it would have been a lot more rough. But Anubis, the last judge, is going to come down here from Ethan. He's going to discard from the hand.
And that's going to be immediately met with the effect of Arvada, destroying the Princess to negate it. And then we're normal summoning Lacrima. Didn't have the man with a mark to follow up here.
Yes, sir.
On summon Lacrima, the Crimson Tears is going to be able to send
any Fiendsmith. And then Hector was considering using a set here, but I think opting not to, because usually interacting with the Fiendsmith cards that don't immediately provide a threat is just not advisable, especially if you're just able to go into Requiem, you're going to get that body anyway.
Definitely.
There is that Requiem.
Requiem's going to tribute off the field, a special summon an Engraver from the deck to the field. Any Fiendsmith monster.
Probably the Engraver now that the Lacrima is already out of the deck. There it is. Okay, now we're opting to see if we want to just get rid of the... Yep, so Princess is going to activate now, targeting the Arvada as well as the Engraver.
Now this is where the wheels are in motion. You could either use Arvada to bring back something, you can trigger the Garunix.
I think he's just going to Arvada summon back the Ponix here, and then save the Garunix because he has the Kieran. Yep, there it is, and then no other chains. Makes sense.
Yep, he still has the Kieran to enable the Garunix later on in the turn.
Yep, he just doesn't want to turn on all of his effects at once.
Yep.
Yep, so the Engraver is now going to be able to hit the field here. He's going to be able to threaten one of the monsters on the field with the effect of Requiem once it's able to equip itself to the Engraver, but I don't think Hector really cares about that.
I would still just take it out, just because he has the other layer afterwards to also go into the Garunix, and Ethan's sitting on so low cards. I would just take it out right away, but it would be nice to wait until the Requiem equips it potentially. Just one less effect that he can use, yeah.
I just don't think he needs to do anything at the moment. Because, okay, the normal summon is gone. Okay, we have Skyburn as well.
More layers. Fire King Skyburn's let him destroy his Fire King monsters, destroy the same amount of cards on Ethan's side of the
Oh,
field.
this is the ideal situation. You have Kieran into some face downs here. So the Kieran is going to destroy the Promethean Princess. Now the Grunix is going to be able to activate in the graveyard to special summon itself back and then destroy a fire monster from the deck, likely going to be another copy of Kieran.
Funny enough, if he did it the other way and used
the Kieran,
Kieran first, the Skyburn would have just wiped out all of those spells and traps at the end. But he'll still be able to take one down here. Not too bad. And he gets to bring back the Arvata on the field. Kieran will destroy at resolution. Yep, and that's going to be, the...
Can't quite tell.
Anguish. It's the Statue of Anguish pattern.
That could have been pretty useful, especially if he's able to trigger twice, get rid of the island.
Ethan won't be activating Anguish. He will be in Anguish this game. It has been all Hector, all game one.
The tomb is in flames.
Yeah, the Tombkeeper did not protect the treasure this game.
You're just excited to see duels being played.
I am. I've been waiting. There's been, the Blue Eye Structure deck, the Maze of the Master came out since then. And, oh, man, this is not going to be a long turn. He's setting every card in his hand face down. 5 back row. Best. Draw phase. What do we got?
Different dimension ground. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
The tomb will probably be safe this turn. Is there a Lightning Storm to follow up? Is there something to just immediately answer these spells and traps?
Inner battle phase. What do we got? What are we looking at here? What from the side deck is going to come play for Hector? It's just going to be Olconics.
It's interesting that he's opting to invest resources here into the different dimension ground. And we're going to be using a set purge, so bypassing the restrictions here.
I know it's a May. Yeah, it's not a May.
Yeah, it won't be locked in out of the types that you need for it.
Oh, it's not.
Yes, I'm destroyed.
Okay.
Yeah, but gets destroyed since there's a trap in the graveyard. Banished straight to the banishment. AKA the Shadow Realm.
Sanctuary.
Okay, he is really committing into this.
Yeah, when you play against like anti-stuff, like different dimension ground or things that are banishing, sometimes you can utilize Fire King Island just to special summon the big monsters from your hand, and then go for like a beatdown strategy potentially. But it looks like the Sanctuary being activated does prompt Ethan to activate Apophis, the new deity.
I mean, that works out, I think, pretty well for Hector here because he's able to at least get the island on the field. If the Swamp Deity had been set up a little bit prior, he could have been able to actually stop the Sanctuary.
Yeah, but now he'd be looking to stop the Fire King Island effect. You got to declare which effect you're using, too. A lot of times people say Fire King Island, but there's 2 different effects, and yeah, now here comes the Swamp
I don't think anyone
Deity.
really uses the effect.
I do. Just give me a reason. You can summon Grunix straight from your hand. But he's going to negate that with Apophis, the Swamp Deity.
Which is, I mean, fine. Like, you're just setting yourself up for next turn, but this is the position you want to be in. You can go into your fusion monster in the next turn. Oh, it looks like we're going to go straight into game number 3.
Looks like he's trying to, like, inspire his friends. He's in... I see some good cards in Ethan's hand. We'll see if it's going to be
there it is.
Is that Perillia? Or
that is Perillia.
That's Perillia.
That is absolutely Perillia. The best option you can have.
So any time that Hector summons from his hand this turn, Ethan will be drawing a card. There's the first one.
I mean, he has the Ponix. Wow, that looks like
Ethan's
a pretty
hand
strong.
is insane.
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys can't see it. Well, maybe you can see parts of it on the screen. We have a little bit of a wider view, but we won't spoil the fun just yet. But
we're going to be purging the effect of Ponix, not going to be able to grab the island.
Drew that off the Perillia.
Yeah, I know.
That's so cool.
1 for 1, sending cost.
All right, 1 for 1. That's going to summon from the deck.
Discarding Ash. So I guess we're not summoning Snake Eye Ash.
Unless you Princess. That's the way you can incorporate it. You just have to discard the Snake Eye engine and then summon it back later on. But 1 for Poplar. Now, what Snake Eye card is he going to grab? That's the question. I mean, I know the answer because I can look at the deck list. But we'll take a look here. It is Snake Eye's Dramatic Chase. I'm a big fan of this card. I think it's awesome. I like using it in tandem with the trap. Still the Silvera Betrayal trap. Because you can negate any face-up card, which is pretty sweet.
We'll go.
So how does he get to Princess from this point?
I don't know. We're going to find out. Dramatic Chase places in your spell and trap card zone, and you can summon during the end phase. But he's going to have another monster on the field.
Which one is that?
This one's going to place a Diabellstar monster from anywhere except from
so he gets to put Diabellstar the Black Witch, or if he's playing the other one, he can put it... Yeah, Snake Eye's Diabellstar. He does have it in his deck list. So he could. Oh, that's the other body then. As long as he has a fire in the graveyard, which he does, he has Snake Eye Ash. He'll be able to summon the Snake Eye's Diabellstar. So he's just using the Poplar to get another monster on the field. I like that. All right, now he's going to link away the Snake Eye's Poplar.
Yeah, probably better to put the Poplar in the grave than have to use the Ash.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Actually opting to use the Poplar in this situation.
Good, sir.
Oh, we forgot about Doom Dragon.
Oh, can't forget about Doom Dragon. That's the Master Duel MVP right now.
Yep, so he gets to send the 2 face-up cards from Spell and Trap Card Zone to summon Snake Eyes Doom Dragon.
It makes sense having access to another level 8 body in a deck like this. And now you're going to be able to link away all 3.
Just going to go into a Princess probably. Yep.
Yep.
He's only had to give up 1 card so far, something in hand. Not too bad.
I don't think he's going to have the option to summon from hand again, honestly. So now we're going to be able to get that Snake Eyes Ash. Probably going to add another copy of Ponix, if I had to assume.
Ooh, very nice card.
Oh, he might have drawn from the Poplar too. I don't remember how the Poplar got summoned, but I'm pretty sure it might have been from hand.
No, it was from 1 for 1.
Oh, it was from 1 for 1.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. I knew it was something different. Okay.
We'll go Ash effect.
Because yeah, normally you would summon Snake Eye Ash and add Poplar off 1 for 1, have the extra body, but he had the Ash in his hand. It makes a lot of sense. Now he's going to link those away, or send them away for Flamebird's Dragon. Okay.
Flamebird's effect targets Snake ID Bellstar.
Now he's going to use the Flamebirds to place back the
Oh,
Snake Eyes
this is
Bellstar.
pretty great, because now he can use Snake ID Bellstar to just summon itself back up, and you're able to make something like IP.
All right, see, we're seeing why the Snake Eye cards still complement the Fire King cards. All right, Hector.
You can
I'm
never
taking
count out
notes.
Snake Eye.
The ink in my pen is running out as I'm taking down so many notes here from Hector right now.
Oh, he's putting the Ponix in the back. Okay.
So can I borrow your pen?
I've been out of ink.
And now he's going to...
Is he gonna...
He puts the Ponix. He's going to be able to summon the Ponix during the end phase, too, with his Snake Eye Dramatic Chase if he wants. That's kind of cool.
I mean, the effect's been used, but...
Yeah.
Oh, is that Doolittle Chimera?
I love Doolittle Chimera. I tried to make that card work for so long in Fire Kings.
Is that really better than IP in this situation?
I mean,
like,
I think it's something he might be considering, but he will end up just falling back on IP Masquerena.
I think he's also eyeing Sunlight Wolf, but I don't know if there's anything worth grabbing back here because you didn't access your Fire Kings just yet. Looks like we will be going into Doolittle Chimera.
And then we'll go Flamebird's effect.
Yes, sir.
I mean, 2 very powerful effects here from Ethan, but not enough so far. We'll have to see if his hand's able to power through.
Anything here?
You're good, sir.
Does
All
he
right.
have a Kieran? No.
Yeah, no, the Nibiru check was done here, so now we're going to be linking away into the IP Masquerena still.
Anything here?
You're good, sir.
Attempting to leave main.
All right.
Remains good.
Looks like he's going to the end phase.
We'll go Dramatic Chase, target.
Yeah, but so the Ponix at least is another monster you can use for IP Masquerena.
Yeah, and the Doolittle will
You are good to go.
will float
Turn,
here.
sir.
Yeah, Doolittle Chimera can add back a fire from your
We're
graveyard.
gonna go main phase.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see if this is enough flames.
Storm.
But ooh, Ethan's starting off with a big one. It's Lightning Storm. That's going to force out the IP right away.
At least, I mean, if all it's doing is forcing out IP, that's pretty good here. Because IP does give the monster that it summons the effect that it can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So, you know, not too bad. Obviously, if you're going for something along the lines of SP Little Knight, you'd want to have more relevant use for the on-summon banish effect. But this is still fine. And you're going to be able to activate the effect of Dual Chimera as well.
Yeah, it's just tough not that he wasn't able to access like Garunix or have any of the Fire King cards online. And now he loses his fire monster that he needed for Princess.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, it's tough, but there's still cards he can have.
Well, he can add back the
to.
Poplar, which, I mean, yeah, well, because the fire monster was destroyed, he can summon Ponix from hand.
If he has another Ponix in his hand, let's keep this train going. Gonna get a fire monster back
That makes
onto
sense.
the field. Yeah.
We got the Ponix from the Snake Eye Ash in that combo, so this is able to resolve. And now Ponix is going to be able to resolve as well.
I'm placing it above like the graveyard.
All right, SP Knight going to banish the trap out of the grave. Since those dominance cards do get a little bit of a bonus if a trap is already in there.
You might
Smart
as well,
stuff.
yeah.
Smart stuff.
Poplar killing 2.
Does Poplar work that way if it's added from graveyard as well?
I mean, I know Baku, the ninja, does. So I guess
I'm thinking of the shark monster. Like,
if it's worded the exact same, I think it does work that way. Because that's the cool thing with ninjas. With Baku, you can banish it with the Iron Digger, and then when you add it back to your hand, you just special summon
I'm gonna
it.
go Engraver.
It's pretty sick. But this isn't ninjas. This is Fire Kings, and it looks like Ethan is going to discard Engraver. This probably reads the same.
yeah,
as,
if this card's
yeah,
out
they
of
all
hand,
have the
I'd make
same
sure,
like
yeah.
line of text. Baku. Shout outs to all my ninja duelists out there.
Yes, sir.
And
You
there
guys
is
know
a Droll and
what's up.
Lockbird.
That's huge. The best thing you can hit is Engraver when it adds track.
And I believe he had Anubis Last Judge in his hand too, so he's truly cut off from his engine right now.
Droll and Lockbird doing Droll and Lock things here in round number 3.
That is rough.
Oh, I apologize. That's habit.
It looks like there is going to be some form of play here for Ethan. Let's see how he tries to continue.
Normal similarity?
Yep, normal similarity. It's like he had track the whole time. Obviously a little rough here.
You have to give up the normal. Not something you want to do in the Tombkeeper strategy, but...
Yep. He's going to be able to use the Requiem here. Requiem is going to summon a monster, and I think that's going to force the Princess here once that Engraver is summoned. Not really forced, but it just seems like a good time to use it. Set yourself up for next turn. And then if Engraver is activated in the grave, it doesn't really threaten anything. Yes, okay, so it's going to be Lacrima in this instance. That makes a lot more sense. So that'll just...
We'll chain SP target.
Oh, we're going to actually just go ahead and banish the Lacrima here with the effect of SP. And then if Engraver comes out from the graveyard, then you're able to
Princess.
Use it there. This also cuts off Lacrima's effect to summon back Requiem from the graveyard as well, so this is pretty good.
Yeah, that's the prime thing for SP Little Knight here, what you're trying to go for. Not too shabby. That Droll and Lockbird is probably doing a number on Ethan right now. He's having to think what he can do while under it.
Yeah, this is, again, another complaint I had with the Tombkeeper strategy when we were testing it for Vegas, is that we thought, okay, it might be a little bit more versatile and better into the interruptions that people were playing, but it was still not great into Droll and Lockbird, not great into Infinite Permanence on Man of the Mark if he didn't have ways to extend past that. So it just played into all the same cards that the other decks were losing to anyway.
And they forgot to fireproof the tomb. We told them we need the fire extinguishers at every exit. We need the fireproof lining. Unfortunately, Ethan forgot his fire extinguisher at home.
It turns out you don't really need to invade the tomb if you can just light it all on fire from the outside.
Just set it ablaze with your Fire Kings, yeah. But no, now Engraver is going to be
summoned
destroyed.
and then trigger the Princess. Princess destroying the Ponix as well, so it will be going back to the hand.
Yep. Ponix does return back to your hand if it's destroyed during the standby phase, so that's something that Hector can look forward to next turn. Also, just starting your turn with the Princess on the field is incredible.
I mean, this game is over.
It's not.
Yeah.
It is not looking good here for Ethan. The temperature is rising. He needs to open a window. It's getting too smoky.
Yeah.
But Hector's going to keep the blaze burning bright as he draws for turn. Oh, first we got to resolve our end-phase effects, bring back SP Little Knight, bring back the Lacrima, the Crimson Tears.
Stand by, Ponix to return to hand.
Yep, mandatory Ponix going back to the hand here.
Yeah.
Now, how is he going to navigate? Don't want to fumble at the finish line.
Normal summon, anything on summon.
Oh, that's very old Kieran.
Sorry, that's not the new Kieran. That's just Fire King Kieran, right?
Yeah, not
Avatar Kieran. Yep, not High Avatar.
Just a regular Avatar.
Just the regular one.
I believe when it's destroyed, it just has to send a fire from deck to grave.
Yep.
That's a.
Skyburn target.
I see. We're just trying to get these cards out of the way here.
I do like that now that the original Sinful Spoils is gone, you have to, or you're more likely to use more of the Fire King cards.
Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, Kieran.
And then he had Garunix as well. Chainlink 2 Kieran to just send any fire from deck to the grave. Let's see what he opts to send.
Hector saying your tomb may be sacred, but so is my Garunix. Is that 2 copies of Fire King Island on the top of his deck?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? You're playing
Got to play the backup.
I mean, it's not really, yeah, this is your main strategy, right? You need these Fire King cards. If you lose your one island, it could be really rough for you. And I think Fire King Island has more of a target on it than Men with the Mark, so.
It probably does. Yeah, lots of things that can prompt that. I mean, Rise Seal Detonator is a field spell, just destruction monster.
And there is the High Avatar Kieran to be able to summon back the Arvada and destroy the Lacrima. Now the Lacrima is able to use Effect in the Grave, but Arvada is on the field now, and that's a lot of damage already represented.
39, 27,
That is enough if you just go into the battle phase, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay, Poplar attack mode for good measure.
Do as much as you can with as few summons as possible to try and play around every avenue. I don't. Did he
I'm just doing
use?
map 36.
You're good.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Garunix is much bigger because it destroyed the Kieran from the deck. It gains half of its
half
stats.
Go Lacrima targeting the Requiem in grave.
We'll chain Arvada. still in, that's in main phase, correct?
That is still main phase.
Okay.
Yep. So now,
We'll go Poplar targets negative.
yep, and then his board got bigger.
It just got a little bit stronger. We're
You got
going
it, sir.
to exchange the Poplar for a bigger one. And Ethan has seen enough to